Time is running out. Bitcoin is about to initiate that next major breakout to the upside, that last move higher following the global liquidity, exactly breaking out of this HNS pattern and getting squeezed out of those Bollinger Bands. So that's exactly what we need to discuss within today's update video. But that's not the only thing we will discuss. We will discuss all the most important Bitcoin charts, the latest news hitting the market here, and we'll also take a big deep dive in towards Ethereum and the ecosystem. So from there, guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel and watch and like my latest YouTube video, and from there we can dive in towards the most important content. Since Bitcoin is still consolidating within this bull flag, and this is ultimately a very bullish continuation pattern, I'm still expecting a major Bitcoin breakout, but we are currently facing this super important level of resistance. And the top line of this bull flag will stay resistance until proven otherwise. So we will have to see a Bitcoin breakout getting initiated from here. And then I do think, yes, that next big Bitcoin move higher is about to get initiated. Because it would make a lot of sense if that's about to happen. Because that would mean that Bitcoin will be following the global liquidity almost perfectly once again. Just like we have seen in this total PO3 pattern. Both to the downside in the consolidation phases and to the top side, Bitcoin tends to follow that global liquidity. And now the global liquidity is basically making all-time high after all-time high, and I'm still expecting Bitcoin to be following here. So that's still looking quite good. Bitcoin is also breaking out of this HNS pattern, or not breaking out yet, but basically making a bounce to the top side from the last shoulder. Once Bitcoin is going to break this resistance line, which is basically the neckline of the HNS pattern, from there I do think, yes, that last and big Bitcoin move is about to get started from there. So that's going to be absolutely insane. Bitcoin is also getting heavily squeezed in these Bollinger Bands above the midline of the Bollinger Bands, and the last time that happened on the 3 daily time frame was basically more than a year ago, before this 2024 consolidation. Also in this major move higher, we saw Bitcoin getting squeezed up in those Bollinger Bands, and exactly that is also happening this time. And most likely we are going to get squeezed out higher from these Bollinger Bands, seeing, yes, indeed, that last move higher, because currently the Bitcoin volatility is super low. And normally once the Bitcoin volatility gets this low, a new big move comes shortly afterwards, just like we can see each and every single time the BVOL, so the Bitcoin Volatility Index, does hit these historical levels. And then let's discuss the latest news hitting the market here, because we saw Elon Musk mentioning Bitcoin once again, not directly mentioning Bitcoin, but basically engaging with a comment about Bitcoin. He said that the America Party, so his new political party, will embrace Bitcoin. So that's ultimately going to be super bullish, I do think. But I must say it's a bit conflicting, because if you take a look into towards the comparison with the last times Elon Musk openly mentioned Bitcoin in a certain way, then we saw that most of the times it was actually a top signal. But I do think, like discussed in a lot of the videos on my channel, this cycle is a little bit different. So I'm not seeing this as a top signal, but it is the first time in 4 years that Elon Musk did mention Bitcoin. So that's actually quite funny. Also today, Michael Saylor is about to buy more Bitcoin. So a big purchase could maybe be a new catalyst for the Bitcoin price action. Let's see about that. Ultimately, some new bullish news hitting the market here. And guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin altcoins yourself, make sure you do it on Bluefin. I have linked to the platform below under all my latest YouTube videos. Make sure to check Bluefin out if you are getting interested in trading Bitcoin altcoins yourself. And from there we can dive in towards Ethereum. And yeah, basically Ethereum isn't moving a lot. We saw a small move to the top side yesterday, which is ultimately bullish, but on that somewhat of a bigger time frame, we are still trading within this accumulation range, within this major range where we saw a fake out to both the top side and the downside. We're still trading in there, and as long as we aren't going to break or the top side or the downside of that range, we're probably just going to consolidate for longer here. But I do think Ethereum is primed to break the top side of this range quite soon, and from there I do think Ethereum could be making a move to somewhere between 2,700 and 3,000 US dollars. So So I do think things are still looking quite good, because I'm not only looking at the price action, I'm also looking at all the on-chain data. On-chain data and just all other price action data like the volatility score shows us that yes, this is simply a super boring period for Ethereum, just like it currently is with Bitcoin. But normally these low volatility periods in the market do tend to mark a bottom. And if you're going to accumulate more in these certain periods during the bull market, I do think it could be highly rewarding here. So yes, it is super boring. Yes, the volatility is very low, but once we're going to break outside of this accumulation range, there is going to be a major move to the top side, and you definitely don't want to miss that next move. Also, we saw some news hitting the market that the Spanish banking giant BBVA is going to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum trading app. So definitely bullish for more retail money inflows there. Also, just in general, a lot of money is still flooding in towards the Ethereum ecosystem. Over 10 billion US dollars, or almost 10 billion US dollars, did enter the ecosystem in the last month. But also, if you take a look in towards the other ecosystems that are attracting a lot of money, all of those are Ethereum L2s here. So that's absolutely insane. It's not even comparable with Solana, for example. So yeah, I'm just super bullish on the Ethereum ecosystem here. Not only on that monthly perspective, but also on the 24-hourly perspective, a lot of money is flooding in towards the Ethereum ecosystem once again. Top bridge net flows and also stablecoin supply chains. A lot of money is flooding into this ecosystem. So that's why I'm still so super bullish on Ethereum, because I do think all these on-chain metrics and data, it's just a matter of time before all these facts are going to play out in the price. And then we are well positioned in Ethereum, because I've been accumulating on the way down here, on this ultimate low, on this new range low retest, and I do think from here in this reaccumulation zone, Ethereum is highly likely to reclaim this conservative case, which is the range high with the price target over 4,000 US dollars. If you're going to be a little bit more bullish on Ethereum, you could be looking at a price target of over 6,000 US dollars, which is basically my bull case. And yeah, I do like it to be a little bit more conservative myself. And then because I've been accumulating on all these, pretty low levels, the conservative case is definitely going to be a super insane price target for me. And yeah, Ethereum is currently getting heavily shorted by hedge funds, large institutions. It's absolutely insane. It's probably something which is currently heavily suppressing the Ethereum price. But once that's over, once these institutions will be closing these shorts, because or we are just going to see momentum to the upside increase, or markets will turn more bullish on Ethereum. From there, I do think Ethereum is about to absolutely explode, and definitely this range high target is very doable in the second half of this year. And guys, that was it for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update video, and I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow.